Hey guys, it's Robyn, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today I've got a quick little haul. This is a small haul. It was kind of an impromptu haul that I made when I saw they had updated clearance sometime in mid to late June. They kind of updated clearance randomly. And one of the things they put in it was Stroop Waffle Delight. So this is a bar that I have loved for a very long time. It was in the catalog for I think one season only. But it's a great one. It is like a caramel waffle cone scent. Oh, it's so good. It's such a good one. It's a good performer in my home. In my house, this is an open layout bar. It is a nice, balanced waffle caramel scent. My husband said it reminds him of fall. I don't get fall from this bar at all. I get summer. To me, this smells like a caramel ice cream sundae. Not so much of the ice cream, but like a caramel cone. It's so good. To me, this is summer, like summer bakery. There's no spice here. There is no heavy caramel here. There is caramel, but it's not like a rich, heavy caramel. It's a nice kind of light caramel, not overly buttery. It's a well-balanced caramel scent with that waffle cone. My daughter agrees. She loves this. She says she mostly smells the waffle cone. It's a good one. So this one, I grabbed 7 bars of Stroop Waffle Delight. So that was what I grabbed there. And then while I was at it, in June, I had forgotten to order the Encanto set. June was crazy in my house, so I ordered that with my Stroop Waffle Delight bars. So I will do cold sniffs of these for you as well. I know there's been a lot of talk about these. I've heard mostly good things. So I haven't warmed any of these yet, but I have sniffed them with my family. And so I will let you know what I think as well as what my family thinks. And my opinions differed from my family's fairly significantly here. So the one that was the least popular amongst my household was Senorita Perfecta, the Isabella bar. It's a very pretty kind of warm purple shade. The notes on this one are peony petals, floral blossoms, and soft vanilla. Now, I expected for this one to be kind of like peony petals, or is it peony petals? There's a bar called peony petals. I expected this to be kind of a soft, powdery, light spring floral, which sounded pleasant to me. This is not that. This is a straight-on, identical dupe of another bar to my nose that we've had very recently. This, to my nose, smells like a straight-up repackage of Vanilla Rose from the Mother's Day collection. They're, to my nose, identical. I don't detect a difference. It's that same very sweet, almost rosy floral. Almost verges a little bit on cloying. And that was what I found. I really liked Vanilla Rose on cold. On warm, I didn't care for it as much. And that's, I think, how this one's likely going to be as well for me. But my daughter thought this one was okay. My husband thought it was okay. I personally don't care for this one. That is Isabella. Yeah, when I first smelled Vanilla Rose, which this one smells just like, I really liked it. After warming, not so much. And this one is just, it's a dead ringer dupe. So it's a kind of very sweet, like a high-pitched sweet scent with like a perfumey tone as well. And I would say this smells rosy. This does not smell like peony to my nose at all. Vanilla is definitely in there. The floral blossoms are what I think I'm getting, but to my nose, they're rosy. And I'm not getting peony. So that is Isabella. It does smell fairly strong. The next one here is Mirabel, and this is one that we all quite enjoyed in my household. This was one that all 3 of us liked. So Mirabel is pineapple, mango, and passion fruit are the scent notes. It's a turquoise colored bar. And this one is just fruity. This is a nice, very widely appealing fruity scent. It's almost like a creaminess that I think is coming from the mango or the passion fruit. It's a nice bright fruity scent. If you like fruity scents, you'll like this. My daughter thought she liked this one a lot, but to her, it reminded her a little bit of like children's Benylin, which is green apple flavored. And now that she mentions it, there is almost a green apple tone. I don't get medicinal from it at all. But there is what I would say is a candied green apple scent here somewhere. Like a green apple candy, along with the mango passion fruit, and I'm not getting as much pineapple. I'm getting mostly mango passion fruit, and I would say green apple. So yes, I think my daughter's onto something there. There's no green apple in the notes. I do think there is green apple in here though. Adding a little bit of tartness. This is nice. This is a nice fruity scent. It is, I would say, a light medium in intensity, and that is Mirabel. The next one we have here is one that was my daughter's favorite of the bunch. And for me, this is one that I thought was kind of okay. I like it, it's pleasant, and my husband also liked it and it was pleasant, but it wasn't one that blew him or I away, but my daughter loves this one. So this one is We Don't Talk About Bruno. The notes on this one are Meyer lemon, dark blackberry, and musk. So blackberry, lemon, and musk. It's a lime green wax. Yeah, this is pleasant. This, to me though, I don't know why, but this reminds me of Christmas. I can't put my finger on why, because there's nothing Christmassy about this. I don't smell pine tree necessarily. There's no spice. I'm not really getting cranberry. There's no mint. But there's something here that reminds me of the holidays. This reminds me of when companies do a fruity scent for Christmas time, and they don't use the traditional scent notes for Christmas. This reminds me of something you'd put out at Christmas time for people who don't like Christmas scents, if that makes sense. It smells like a Christmas scent for people who don't like Christmas scents. I am getting a little bit of lemon. The lemon is not identifiable as lemon. It's just kind of a zingy citrus. Blackberry and musk are definitely there. There's definitely a musk note here. There is a slight perfumey edge without being overly perfumey. But there is almost like a body care tone, like a body mist type scent. But this smells like something like, it smells like, if I had to name this, I would call this like holiday fruit punch or something like that. There's just something, it's very fruity. There's a slight perfumey edge to it, but there's also just something that kind of reminds me of Christmas, and I don't know why. Yeah, it's pleasant. It's fruity. It's a fruity scent with a hint of musk. I think if you like black raspberry vanilla, you would like this. This is a bit more bright and fun, I think, than black raspberry vanilla. I think if you don't like black raspberry vanilla, it would depend for you on how much you can tolerate that musk note, because the musk note is present here as well. Yeah, it's a good one. We all like this one. My nose went rogue. I got Christmas. The next one we have here is one that I personally don't care for much. My daughter thought it was okay, and my husband quite liked it. So this is Family is Everything. And this one is lily, sugared vanilla, and sheer amber. So lily, vanilla, and amber. And this is a orange wax. This one is perfumey. This is just straight up perfumey. It's a perfume scent. It is that lily scent that, to my nose, they've used this lily scent in a few things lately. It's the same kind of floral note as you get in Southern Evening. To my nose, it leans almost a little bit into like bug spray territory. The vanilla is pretty. The amber is there. There's something about this, it's not for me. If you like perfumey scents, I think this is going to be a hit. I think you do have to like amber, because it's definitely there as well. As far as perfumey scents go, it's fairly pretty. But for me, there's just something about that lily note is leaning into bug spray for me, on cold at least. But I will give it a warm and see how it does warm. And again, my daughter thought this one was okay. I think this one's kind of okay, but it's not a favorite. My husband really, really liked this. So that is Family is Everything. And then the last one of the bunch is Luisa, Brave and Strong, or Brave Beauty and Brawn is what it's called, sorry. This is coconut vanilla cream, and rich amber and cedarwood. So coconut vanilla cream, amber, and cedarwood. Now this one's kind of like a maroon wax. This is my favorite. This is the only one of the bunch that I think I would club, possibly, depending on how it warms. My daughter and my husband did not care for this one. So Luisa. I really like this. It's nice and strong. It's got a little bit of like a powdery tone to it in a very beautiful way. You do get the cedar wood, but it's not overly woodsy. My husband described it as a bit smoky, and I wouldn't say it's smoky, but I would say it's a little bit incensey almost. I really like this. Coconut, I'm getting really no coconut to speak of. If you don't like coconut, I think you're fine. But I think you do have to like those kind of sultry, deep, woodsy scents. My daughter said she got a berry note. I don't know if I get berry, but I get fig. I get like there is a fruity note here, and to my nose it's fig. Because this reminds me a great deal of French Kiss, which has fig in it. It's a kind of sultry, warm, pretty kind of bedroom scent. A little bit powdery, but in like a very beautiful way. I like this a lot. It also reminds me a little bit of Satin Sheets, if you remember that one. That's an older one. That one had sandalwood, I think it is. But again, kind of that powdery, woodsy type scent. But yeah, I'm getting a fig note here. This reminds me the most of French Kiss, and I actually have French Kiss in my bedroom today, and it's very similar to my nose to this. So if you miss French Kiss or Satin Sheets, I would try Luisa. If you're not a fan of those kind of woodsy, powdery, kind of sultry bedroom scents, probably Luisa is going to be a skip for you, but this was my favorite of the bunch, and it's very different from anything we've had recently. So for that reason, Luisa's my favorite, and if she performs well, she's going to be a clubber for me. So that was Luisa. Now, I do want to talk about the packaging on these for a second. They come fairly flat in this like nice little, like the castle here, the casita. You open it up and they're all in there with the candle there as well. You do have scent descriptions and scent notes on the flaps, which I appreciate. It is a pet peeve of mine when they release a collection, especially a giftable collection, and don't include some kind of label or some kind of leaflet with scent notes and descriptions. So here, very giftable. It does have the scent descriptions on the lid, the flaps. So yeah, very cute packaging. And this reminded me almost a little bit of like an advent calendar. Like when I opened this up, opening the doors here kind of reminds me of like a Christmas packaging, like an advent calendar or something. So what I hope they do is I hope they use this style of packaging for a holiday collection, like call it the 12 Days of Christmas or something, make it bigger and do like a 12 Days of Christmas, 12 bars. I hope they do something like that. Either small testers for all 24 days of Advent or a 12 Days of Christmas set. So you can, you know, have the doors open up. I like that concept of packaging. It's very enjoyable for me. And I think it would work well at the holidays as well. So I hope they reuse that packaging design. Overall thoughts on the collection, they are solid. There's not a like terrible bar here. There's a couple of bars here that aren't for me. And I will say this is a collection I would say is best suited for people who are okay with a perfumey scent. Because for my nose, 4 out of the 5 do have a perfumey base. The only one that has no perfumey notes to my nose is the Mirabel bar. This is just a plain fruity scent. I think anyone who enjoys fruity scents will enjoy this Mirabel bar. Yeah. It's kind of a creamy, fruity scent. Not creamy in like vanilla or in like, or like cream, but just a smooth, fruity scent. It's smooth and pleasant and just kind of summery. Easy on the nose. It's nothing we've never smelled before, but it's very pleasant and widely appealing, I think. So if you are a fruity fan person, but you hate perfumey scents, I would just throw Mirabel in your club. And that's the other thing with these, is they are available as a 5-bar set. So you get 1 of each in the packaging here. If you don't want all 5, or if you want 3 Bruno bars and none of the others, or whatever configuration you want, the only way to do that would be to put them in a Scentsy club. So you can make a one-time club, or you can add them to your next club shipment if you already have a club, and get them that way. So again, your options are box set with 1 of each, or individual bars in Scentsy club. And that is kind of what they've been doing lately for most releases. So yes, if you're not a perfume fan, I would suggest Mirabel. If you're a floral fan, I think you have a couple options here. I think the floral folks are gonna love the Isabella and the Family is Everything bar. But again, if you're into like floral perfumey tone scents, because to my nose, there's a distinction between a flower floral and a perfumey floral. Very different scent categories to me. I would consider these perfumey florals rather than flower florals, if that makes sense. And I think if you're into like incensey kind of deep, rich scents, I think you have to try Luisa. This one to me was the star of the show. I really, really like this. I think you could also mix with this. If it's too earthy or too woodsy for you, you could mix this with like a vanilla scent, very vanilla maybe, or vanilla amber even. I think this would mix very beautifully with vanilla amber actually. Yeah, I think you got some mixing options here to tone it down if you wanted to. I love this on its own. So that is Luisa. That is one I'm very excited to warm. But again, my family didn't care for that one. Family is Everything, again, it is a definite perfume scent. There's a sweet tone to it. There's also like definite floral elements. So yes, you do get the vanilla in that one, but you also definitely get the amber and the lily. And then Bruno, he is fun, but he is odd. There is something here that reminds me of the holidays and I cannot pinpoint it. I'm almost getting like a cranberry tone maybe, like cranberry punch. It's very good. The blackberry to my note though is reading almost like a tart cranberry. And I think that's where my nose is going rogue. especially mixed with that lemon. It's very, very pleasant. And I think the nice thing about this is it does read summery, but it could also be melted around the holidays. So that is We Don't Talk About Bruno. Again, very good for your fruity lovers, with the caveat that there is a bit of a musk note here, and you have to be okay with that. It's not overpowering or overwhelmingly perfumey, but there is a bit of a musk note. So yeah, that is my thoughts on the collection as a whole. I think if you're into perfumey or floral scents, it's a must-have. If you are not into those types of scents, I would say just stick with maybe Mirabel and possibly Bruno. And if you miss either Satin Sheets or French Kiss, I think you need to try yourself some Luisa, because that one is very close to those bars. It's kind of like somewhere in between French Kiss and Satin Sheets to my nose. Again, with that kind of woodsy tone, the vanilla, and it's just very, very pretty. So that is my thoughts on the Encanto collection. Hope that was helpful, and I would love to know in the comments below if you have warmed any of the Encanto bars or smelled them. What were your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. And if it was helpful, please remember to like and subscribe. It does help my channel out. And I will talk to you next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.